Okay, please welcome to the stage next Matt Stacey, who's Divisional Director at BAM Nuttall.
Brian's very kindly and of course very well orchestrated segued me in by mentioning human factors. I wanted to talk to you about a slightly different topic and perhaps shape it around this question. We've talked a little bit about the road use and how do they get on. I'd like to talk a little bit about how do we improve our safety performance. Now, we all know that this is something that sits at the forefront of our mind. We probably all also know that as a sector, we could probably find ways of working better and smarter. And perhaps we've plateaued with our performance, and we've perhaps tried to apply the measures that historically have worked well for us even harder, but have started to realise that perhaps that isn't getting us to the place where ideally we would want to move to. So what does that look like, and how do we do something about it? And perhaps one of the things that we need to do is we need to think about how we go about solving this problem. And my observation would be is that we love solving problems. And we quite like solving problems on our own from an engineering perspective. And what we've learnt over the last year, 18 months, is what we need to do is to engage some people who think a bit differently to help us on that journey. We'll have seen these sorts of slides in the past where we look at the challenge that we face in keeping our people safe. And again, I think we've probably approached this with an engineering mindset. What we've done over the last years, we've engaged with ERM and working with them and using a slightly different mindset, we've started to explore different ways of approaching this. Now, I don't want to steal the thunder of Ian and Ailsa's pitch, which is later on in the Carillion Theatre at 10 to 4, so please go along. But what I did want to do was just capture the essence of what this is about. And there's one little quote that I'd just like to run through with you, which in my mind kind of summarises perhaps how we need to think about this differently. And it is as follows. Errors are not the cause of failure, but rather the consequences of failure in the system to identify and support and manage the potential for that error happening in the first place. And to me, that's where we need to go next. And I think we should broaden out the support that we draw upon to help us on that journey.
Thanks, Matt. Again, not the first person today to suggest that sometimes people get stuck in their ways and their processes and we need to rethink things, but it's easy to say, harder to do. So we can